Welcome back to Inside the Fox's Den. My name's Shira Taft, and here is the deal. It is the spring edition of Inside the Fox's Den. We are inside the Bayside office where there's plenty going on. It's beautiful. Can you smell it? It's in the air. That is spring. Spring is here. We know that spring means one thing in the real estate world. It means listings. And why is that? Well, because of course in spring, gardens. We are the garden state here in Victoria, and gardens start to bloom. You can smell it in the air, that pollen. The flowers are blooming, everything looks green, and houses start to pop. So of course, that is why if you're getting your house to market in this time, you need to think about making it look amazing. Think about when you bought your property. Was there competition? What was going on? Was there an auction? Was there lots of bidding? Was it a private sale? Because realistically, good property in any market will sell. It's just about how you present it. In fact, Marty was talking about it the other day in a video. What can you do? There are simple little things to get your property ready for market. Decluttering your house, depersonalizing, taking out some of those photos that are yours, making it feel like a very inviting environment. Get those gardens done. It's a simple expense to get a gardener in. Make them pop, because when people go through your house and open for inspections, they will take note of how that looks. The greenery, the foliage in the background might cut up, give you some privacy out the back as well. But we love spring. The grand final's coming up. There's spring racing carnival. The weather is getting better, and we have lots of listings as well. But quickly, just to touch on some things that have happened around the office. Obviously, Marty was over in New Zealand checking out our Auckland and Queenstown team, really galvanising things. We've got some exciting properties I'll touch on later in Auckland. We're going to have our first couple of auctions there as well, which is amazing. One of them a waterfront property with beautiful waterfront views and a quintessential Ponsonby villa as well. So it was great to have Marty over there with the team. Auckland and Queenstown are humming, but here in Victoria, we've got lots going on. Let's start with the Bayside team. In fact, we're in the office. You can see Lana's in her office, Mike's making calls, Nellie's behind me, Owen's out there, Jesse's out there. They're all doing their thing. Mike Derham, he's taking a break. Good luck to him. Some of the listings on the way in the Bayside. We've got 10 Glenmark Avenue. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, Edwardian, nice little reno at the back in the tightly held pocket of St Kilda. That's auctioning in October. Dunoon Court. Now remember, we sold 25B. In fact, it was the highest viewed property online for a while there. That sold through expressions of interest. Well, 25A is now up for grabs. Now this is same floor plan and everything, different colour palette. You'll have to check that out. That's hitting the market very shortly. 66 Orlando Street in Hampton. Mike Martin's telling me, Mike, this is a great property, right?
It's a beautiful home.
Unbelievable home. This is in original condition, hasn't been sold for over 50 years in one of the best streets in Hampton. It's the original house. You've got to check it out. Even just have a look online. It is a stunner. He's had a lot of inquiries already, so this thing is definitely going to sell. But check out 66 Orlando Street. We've also got Sydney Street. Now that development in Paran, which Lana has sold a lot off the plan, and now a couple recently. Well, there's another one that is going to hit the market. It's got the park frontage. It's got north facing. It's never been lived in. So that's 202 at 6 Sydney Street in Paran. Waiona Road, 25 Waiona Road in Caulfield North, an Owen Bowditch special. It's a corner block, so you've got 3 frontages there, 1,100 square metres of house. So a huge Federation Homes on site. There's no heritage overlay, so if you wanted to change it up, that's up to you. But either way, that is an absolute smacker, and that's going to be off market for the moment, then a great opportunity coming on market shortly. And then here's an interesting one, 5 Bronte Avenue in Burwood, another Mike Martin special. Now, Burwood, out near Deakin University, is a very suburban part of the world, but this is an unbelievable property. There's been 2 owners in 100 years. How big's the property, Mike? Just short of 2,000 square metres. It's like an urban oasis. It's like this farmland, this homestead in the middle of Burwood. So that is incredible and hasn't been to market for a long, long, long time. So it'll be very interesting to see how that one goes. But there's plenty happening here in the Bayside office. Let's go over to Port Phillip. Well, in Port Phillip, Shani Fox, she's got Willensby Avenue in Brighton. That's next to Bay Street, and that's auctioning in a couple of weeks' time as well. And 31 Richardson Street. We always say it, one of the best streets in Albert Park. If you haven't seen this one, check it out online. It's got the Wala architectural design on the outside of the property. It's really stunning, and that thing is also got an EOI, which is finishing in just over a week. Little Lyle Street, we sold that one just a year ago with Pete. A woman took it, she renovated, she's put it back on the market. That's also EOI, which is ending very, very shortly. 252 Esplanade East, that's a really, really popular street in Port Melbourne. That's auctioning on the 23rd of September very shortly. Check that out. Albion Street in South Yarra as well, which is an auction, and Princess Street in Port Melbourne. So Pete Zervis, he is back from overseas, from Greece. He's had his break, he's ready to go. And we welcome Imogen Stokes into the team. She is started as an agent. She's worked in advocacy and also been the sales coordinator of our Port Phillip team. And now she's starting as an agent, which is very, very exciting. Let's move on over to our Stonington team. We know they're now in our HQ in Toorak, and there's plenty going on. Now, this is an amazing opportunity. 7 to 9 and 13 to 15 Robinson Road. They are developmental opportunities. You could buy them as and do something with them residentially, or you could develop them as well. You can buy them by themselves, or you could buy them together. So that's an incredible one, which we're doing in conjunction with JLL. Check out those two if you've got any I don't know, you've got a dream to develop something, particularly in the heart of Hawkesbury. Not very often these things are offered. Well, you could take on one of the most incredible opportunities that we've ever had. One Elm Place in Windsor. Jesse Jones reliably tells me that this is the dream. This is the Victorian dream. Double-fronted Hawthorn brick, 2-storey, perfectly placed in the middle of Windsor's culinary capital. You are right there next to Chapel Street, and that one is coming up very shortly. Queens Road in Melbourne as well. That's if you want front row seats to the F1, well, you better check out 10A at 29 Queens Road. Jesse says you can overlook the F1 right there in the middle of Melbourne. 29 Murray Street in Prahran, north facing, Art Deco. It's brilliant. We always say this, but Prahran's best street, that beautiful tree-lined Murray Street with the flying duck at the end. And then 74 Hawkesburn Road, Mike Torcasio, Nathan Verwert. George Ziggy Zagoulis' estate. They're selling this one. It's 530 square metres of land in the middle of South Yarra for the first time in many decades. It's close to everything. It is literally a blank canvas. So that's a development opportunity as well. So there's lots happening across the 3 offices of White Fox. What about across the ditch in New Zealand? Well, for starters, we have welcomed a woman called Kay Lucas. For those who know, she is an industry legend. She's a listing machine from Dunedin. She's moved down to Wanaka. She's joining Sarah Clue down there as well. Those two are going to be a dynamic duo, and they're both well known in Wanaka, and that is amazing for White Fox as a brand to have those two incredible women in our office. The general election is coming in New Zealand on the 14th of October, so it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Of course, who gets in will decide how the market reacts, and that's coming up. So let's see what that has the effect on our New Zealand properties. But there are some things, if you're thinking about buying something across the ditch, why not check it out? We've got one in Key Street in Auckland, so Auckland's about to pop off. As I said, 414 square metre apartment, 2 levels, rooftop overlooking the water. Freddie Robertson's bring that one in, and that's going to be amazing. And then Bayfield Road, this is the quintessential Ponsonby Villa, 4-bed, and those two are going to be our first 2 auctions in New Zealand. Check it out. Marty's going over to call these auctions. They're going to be very, very special. And then, of course, Ryan Teese, who joined the team recently, he's got 538 Pahi Road. That's off market, but this is one of those amazing listings in Auckland. It's just outside of Auckland, I should say. Cracker of a lifestyle home, waterfront views, and a private jetty. That's coming up after the election. And then right now we have Marjon Drive. This is a Wanaka one that Sarah Clue has, 4-bed, study, 3-bath, central Wanaka, amazing position. And we've got 2 more coming in Jacks Point. For those Australians who want a lifestyle opportunity in Jacks Point, golf, skiing, Queenstown, everything right there. We've got 2 more coming thanks to Matt Sampson and Kate Fairmead in Jacks Point, 4-bedroom houses. So that's really what's going on. Taylor Brew working away behind us here in the Bayside office. As I said at the start of the video, it is spring, it's in the air, and it's an exciting time across the real estate market. Hopefully, if you're getting your house ready, as I mentioned, declutter, depersonalize, get it ready, get those gardens popping, and you'll have a good chance of selling. If you're buying, well, get ready because there's gonna be lots of properties hitting the market. If you're not doing either, well, enjoy spring because we've endured winter and now it's time to get the sun out and have a good time. Either way, we hope to see you very shortly at one of our opens.